So you've done a lot of work looking at the role that CHCs play in healthcare in Ontario and elsewhere. What would be the sort of top level finding that you've had out of the work that you've done?
CHCs, I think, do really important work for the people of Ontario, and we know that historically they've had a very important niche in addressing the needs of different communities in our province that have special challenges, whether it's people living in poverty, unemployed, immigrant populations, refugee populations, remote and extreme rural populations, and often populations, by the nature of their needs, require multidisciplinary solutions to their problems, often issues where it's not only the medical problem, but underlying issues regarding to their family situation, their employment situation, or their housing situation. And it's really important for those individuals that we find integrated solutions that meet their needs.
Right. So why is that difficult for sort of a traditional medical system to deal with?
It's because part of the answer may rely on the medical treatment of an individual's particular chronic diseases or other conditions, and that's important. We always have to recognize that has to be something that we do extremely well. Mm-hmm. But often the other aspects of a person's life may make it difficult for an individual to follow all the medical advice or recommended treatments. And that may be because there may be out-of-pocket costs associated with the work. There may be other things that are stressors in that individual's life, whether that's not being able to find a job, or not knowing when the next check is going to come in to pay the rent. When you have those types of challenges, it's very difficult to do things like remember to take your medications or follow up on an appointment because there are other pressing priorities.
And how effective do you think the CHCs have been themselves in addressing those needs?
So what we do know is that when researchers have compared the quality of care provided by CHCs compared to other models of care, that generally speaking, CHCs tend to perform better on a variety of different process measures, such as making sure people get, have we checked whether or not they're on the right medications? Have we made sure that they're getting the right tests? Are we monitoring them, appropriately, like making sure people with diabetes get a foot ulcer? And that's, we believe that that's very much likely due to the long history of team-based care. Having said that, we know that there's lots of room for improvement, and we, nobody in the CHC sector or in primary care or anywhere else in our healthcare system can afford to rest on its laurels. There's a lot of opportunities for us to design the way that we deliver care so that we do it consistently, so that we do it in the most efficient way possible, so that we're thinking, what's the best way of integrating so that one step follows after another in a predictable sequence, and where things don't fall by the wayside or fall between the cracks.
Good. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.